Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a comparison of my old 2017 and 2018 journal compared to my new journal that I'm using here for 2019. Sorry if you hear noises, it's about to rain outside and there's thundering. Not only will we be comparing the journals themselves, but also how I changed my setup for the year between the two. So let's just go into comparison of the journals themselves. So this journal is a journal that I got from Walmart, and I believe this journal was anywhere between $5 and $7. This journal is a Lemome journal that cost me about $14.99 before tax. So this is a cheaper journal, and this is a more expensive, nicer journal. This one is relatively smaller than the other one. I believe this one is an A4 and this one's an A5. I really don't know. I get the two mixed between each other. Even though this journal is bigger, the Lemome journal has more pages and the pages are thicker as well. Other physical differences is the elastic band to keep the journal closed. I actually like this. And a pen loop holder right here, which I will really like. I think it'll be a lot easier to carry my pens with me than tossing them in my bag and then losing them and then having to dig around for them. It'll just be attached to my journal, which is nice. So other differences is this journal comes with a envelope type pocket and tab stickers, which you can see I already used one right here, and they're actually a lot more durable than I thought they were. Whereas in this journal, there are no pockets at all. Yeah, I could have created a pocket, but I didn't. I like that this one already has one built in, but I already went ahead and made an extra pocket here in this one. All I did was glue down some paper, fold it over, and tape the sides. I plan on sticking my star rating stickers here, along with the pictures of the books that I glued down in there, so I don't have to go digging around for them in my plastic baggie every time I start a new book. Here's my Jennifer's 2019 reading journal, and I added a cute little sticker of Hello Kitty. Versus this one, I printed this out, made it on Word, and I would like to do something like this on here. However, the paper here is cream or yellow shaded versus a white shade, so I don't think if I did this over here it would look good. I think I might have to use some sort of colored paper to make it look good. Also, both books do have ribbons to keep your place in, which is very nice. I like them. This ribbon, although feels sturdier than this one, as you can see, like, this has bended and creased over the past year and a half. It's just flimsy. This is, yes, they're both ribbon, but this one is more put together than the other one. So, go to 2018 in this one. And this, even though I am filming this in 2018, I am not uploading this video until 2019, so things might have changed both in this journal and in my new one here. So, comparing the two, actually, let's go back to the front. The books don't entirely lay 100% flat, and as you can see when I open the first page, this page just moves, and it's because of the binding. And this book does exactly the same thing with the first page. It just pulls it over to the side. So, going back. Okay, going back. So now we're going to do things that I changed between these two books. Last year I drew a beckoning cat for my 2018. This year I drew a book with 2019 popping out of it. Don't know why, but that is what I did. I actually like the way this looks better. It looks a lot cleaner than a cat. Table of contents. last year I did 1, 2, 3, 4 pages a table of contents, but as you can see, I only gotten to 2 pages so far, and even by the end of the year, I probably won't even get to half of the second page. So for my table of contents and my new journal, not only did I add the tab here so it's more easily accessible than these paper ones that I have that are just falling apart by now. I reduced it to 2 pages. I don't think I'm going to need 4 pages. And also, there are more spaces between the dots than the lines between the two. It's kind of hard to see, but this is a dotted journal. And this one is clearly lined. Even though the pages are bigger in length and width than this one, there is more writing space on this because there are more spaces between the dots to be written in. Okay. And then I have my old books read in 2019. I know a lot of people do TBRs here, but I really not always set to my TBRs, so I don't want to write TBRs in here. And I kept that the same way in here, except this year now, these books were rounded, these ones are more squared. I just thought it would be easier to draw squared books on a dotted journal than round ones. And let me tell you, these dotted pages made it so much easier to make these sort of layouts. I used rulers on both of these, but in comparison between the two, I just think this looks better. It's not colored in or anything yet, and I haven't added a quote here. I'm not sure if I will, I'm thinking about it, but it looks straighter. The shelving spaces are more even than this one, and you will see as we go further into my different layouts in this one, like this one, it just looks a lot better. And then we have the book reading goal last year, which I haven't reached yet. I'm reading my 38th book right now. I haven't colored this or marked this off yet, but I'm reading my 38th book right now. Next year, I have it at 40. In 2018, this was the first time I ever kept track of how many books I read throughout the whole year, so I didn't know where to place this. I'm about 38 books right now, and it's December 12th or 13th. So I gave myself 2 more books, and I'm staying low because next year I will be in school both semesters rather than just one semester like in 2018. So I will probably have less time to read because back in 2018, not only did I have a reading slump that lasted like 2 or 3 months, but I also didn't read between October and December very much because of school. And if school gets busy for me again, I can guarantee you that will happen again. And then I have the series to complete, which are 3 pages in here. 1, 2, 3. And then I have reduced my series to complete in this one for 4 pages to 2 pages. I still need to add one more series of book here at the bottom. But again, the dots helped so much with making these boxes versus on here. I feel like you can see that my size of my boxes were very inconsistent. Whereas this, even though I can't draw straight lines to save my life, I feel like this was more consistent than previously. Okay, moving on. And then the DNF pages. And here I have 2 pages of DNF, and I've only DNF'd books so far. There's still a chance of me DNFing books sometime before the year ends. I only used 1 page here on my DNF between the 2, so I reduced it to 1 in my new journal. I don't think I will need 2 pages, even if I do DNF more books. And again, it's because I have more spaces between the dots here versus how many spaces I have in between the lines there. Going to genres read. So I do still like the idea of this table that I did. However, it was a pain in the ass to pull out my colors every time I was starting a new book. I'm not going to be doing colors next year for this, and instead I'm going to stick with my black pens. And again, I reduced this to 1 page because I have more spaces here than I do here. Even though these dots were very helpful, I still don't know how to use a ruler, apparently. And because I will be just coloring it in with my black pen, these mistakes that I made here and here and here will seemingly disappear when I add my black pen to them versus the colors. So I am not worried about it. And then the stats page. I have all the months, start to finish DNF, paperback hardcover, pages read, hours read, and stars. I wanted to reduce this to 1 page, but because how much information is here, it just didn't work. However, I did remove the star ratings from this journal from here. And instead, what I did, I made its own page. And I'm still going to be doing tally marks. However, I think this looks a hell of a lot better than this. And I didn't really have room to include my half-star ratings, so I was able here. And even though I have an extra space here, I'm probably just going to draw something really cute out here, like a shooting star. In 2018, I had 4 pages for book purchases, and I just now got to 2. So this year, I have reduced it to 3. And the reason why I reduced it to 3 instead of 2, like I originally thought, was even though, yes, this has more writing space, I did not include the full titles of these books with the authors and their price, and I would like to do it this time in this journal. So I reduced it, but I still have 3 because I'm going to be including more information every time I purchase a book. Then the TBR balance sheet. I was actually able to reduce this TBR balance sheet onto 1 page. It is less information than this, and I don't know, it just looks a lot better to me on 1 page than 2, because I feel like the spaces here are just too big. I still have included a space where my TBR is starting between here, even though it is smaller. So again, I'm going to go into a couple more comparisons that I did not mention in the beginning of this. But these are both faux leather journals. This one is a soft cover, and this one is a hard cover. With that being said, this also has more durability than this one. I don't know if you can see this, but you see these little lines here. That's from the packaging that it came with. And then you can also see some vague scratching right here. This journal is really easy to scratch and mess up. Watch, with just my nail, I have left a new scratch on the journal. It's really not all that durable versus doing that with this journal. Sure, yeah, it leaves marks, but nowhere to the extent or deep of this one. And also, about the durability, I can probably snap this journal in half if I wanted to, and I'm not using much force to do so. This book still bends a little bit, but not to the extent that this one does, and it's actually, as you can see with my hand shaking, a lot harder to bend this one. So this is a hell of a lot more durable than this one. I will leave a link down in the description below to the Amazon link of which I bought this journal if you are interested in checking it out. It is a US link though. I don't know if this sort of journal is sold anywhere else or available in the UK or anything like that. But with that being said, if it is your first time journaling, you have never journaled before, always go with a cheaper journal. This is my first ever reading journal from July 2017 to the end of 2018, and it lasted me really well. for my first reading journal ever. When you're first journaling, you are going to make a lot of mistakes. There's going to be mistrials. You're going to do things in pen that you don't like, that you wish you could erase. So if it's your first time journaling, bullet journaling, reading journal, get a cheaper journal. You don't have to get a nice, expensive, or more expensive journal like I have here. If you would prefer a dotted journal, though, there are cheaper dotted journals on Amazon. Walmart also has their own brand of bullet journals that are dotted as well, and so does Michaels. I actually have 4 Michaels bullet journals, both lined and dotted, and they're actually pretty nice quality, and they're only $5. I bought a more expensive journal because I wanted to. I have a whole lot of fun journaling and whatnot, and I wanted a nicer paper quality, but do not feel obligated when you're first starting out, even if you've been bullet journaling for years. You do not need to have expensive pens or an expensive journal to be able to log your reading or anything like that. There are cheaper options out there. But again, I will leave the link down below from Amazon for this journal if you are interested in purchasing it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.